here on Patriot League All Access with Lafayette field hockey coach Andrew Griffiths, here previewing the 2011 Lafayette Leopard season. Coach Griffiths, how are you today?
Very well, thanks. How are you, Matt?
Very good, very good. Now, you've been established in the top 2 or 3 of the Patriot League in the last couple of years, and kind of on the cusp of cracking the national rankings. What does the team have to do to kind of take that next step and really move into that elite level in NCAA and Patriot League field hockey?
I think it's finding consistency with our performances. We've had, as you said, we've kind of been on the cusp of breaking into the top 20, I would say, at times with some great results, but then we've sometimes followed up with a result that was disappointing, or playing against a team that we felt we should be ahead of based on previous results. So I think consistency is probably the big thing to look for.
Now, you're playing a very challenging non-league schedule against teams like North Carolina, James Madison, and Penn State. What do you want the team to gain from playing that type of schedule?
I think we want to play the best possible opposition that we can without getting over our heads. I think that's my approach to it, and really to prepare ourselves to play the best hockey in the Patriot League, our Patriot League schedule, which is obviously the second half of the season. So for us, we've managed to, I think, get ourselves to a level as a team where we can play competitively for periods of the game at least, and hopefully whole games with the top teams. And occasionally we'll get a result. And so that's really the goal. Last year we had good performances against Wake Forest and University of Virginia, and we weren't over our heads in those games. We lost, but we were able to be competitive. So that experience for our players, I think, is exciting for them, and that's what we want to provide.
Now, you lost a couple of key contributors in Kelsey Anderson and Megan Seachy, and maybe not one player that can fill those shoes, but how are you looking to compensate for losing those all-league performers?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the big question mark when I look at the beginning of our season, is how can we integrate our new defensive players and the goalie that's going to be our starter, whoever that is, for next season. So it'll be, we have a pretty good idea of what we have, but until preseason starts and the season gets going, you never really know how the formula is going to work. So with Cheeky, Cheeky as a center back, her speed and her tackling skills were outstanding, and Kelsey obviously in goal will be hard to replace. So I think it'll take a little bit of time for the new group to work together, understand each other, and be effective. But it'll be a challenge that hopefully our new players and our current players with experience will be ready for.
Well, one player who is back is Deanna Croce, who's become one of the top offensive players in the Patriot League. What type of impact has she had on your team, and what do you expect from her going forward as a junior?
Well, she has a great impact in that she's just always a danger. She's always a goal-scoring threat. She's very smart, great stick skills, and she can make things happen inside the circle. I think sometimes we've relied on her too much in the past, so hopefully we can take a little bit of the pressure off her shoulders and have some other contributors in attack, but also see some leadership for her. She's one of our captains for this year. So with that privilege comes the responsibility of helping her teammates to improve, and I think that in turn will help her. But we expect her to have a really good season this year.
And finally, talk about the Patriot League race. In the last couple of years, you, along with Bucknell and American, have obviously been the top contenders, and American's got the long stretch of winning the league. How do you see the race shaping up, not just with the 3U, but the rest of the league, Holy Cross, Lehigh, and Colgate as well?
Yeah, you just never know year to year how it's going to be. The one consistent theme has been American on top, and they've just done an outstanding job of being consistent with the changes in personnel. So you go to see them as the favorite going in, and then from the other group, Bucknell's steadily improving, and I know Lehigh will have a renewed energy with the coaching change, and I think they'll be one to watch out for. Colgate, Holy Cross in Zoe's second year, I'm sure will be someone to look out for. Colgate, and I think no one can be overlooked at this point.
All right, Coach Andrew Griffiths, thank you for joining us on Patriot League All Access.